Kingdom.
To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it. Niggas just can't take it. Yeah. Yo.
Bro, really?
What was that?
We're gonna have to vent tonight, man. This is the vent night. Like, this is gonna be, as Nets fans, like, you like that, man? You like that? That's how we feeling as Nets fans tonight. That's how it is. Like, that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying?
I have so many songs that went in my head that like are like wrist cutting the girl left me songs. That like hearing that.
That sounds just like it, right?
But dude, we shouldn't be. That's sad, bro. We shouldn't be.
Were we expecting this though?
Yes, I told you after we traded everybody. What did I tell you, AJ?
Damn,
what did I tell you?
I don't even know how to feel right now, bro.
Slow bleed, bro.
I was expecting to get swept, but it's like I wasn't expecting to lose the game like this. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't.
Oh, I was. Yeah, I knew. I mean,
you were expecting the same.
Oh, when I saw Maxey, no. Like I honestly, like when yes, I expect we cannot win close games. We can't. We don't have it. What's up, Brendan? And then when I saw Maxey cooking up, like I knew it. I knew it was done. I'm like, Maxey's their best kept secret, dude. Maxey's better than fucking Harden, in my opinion, at this point. Like, Maxey should be running his ass out there.
Yeah.
Like, it just, yeah, bro.
Big shout out to chat. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you're joining us. The Nets just go down 3-0. Shout out to Dante, what's good? My Holy King, Bugatti James, Peoples Hernandez. Oh, Kyrie Center's in there. Yeah, we saw the video of Sean Marks getting pissed. I saw that.
Oh, what? I saw a photo. Did he actually?
Why would he be
actually getting pissed?
Yeah, there's a video, but I don't know. It wasn't like nothing crazy, but he was just like pacing in the hallway or something like that. I think it was after the Claxton ejection.
Fucking.
Shout out, Chris K was good. Dante, Jared Williams, Wavy Jeff, played for Keep, Cypher, Kira, BB was good. Gemini P was up, and Concha was good. Yeah, bro, like. It's like, this is what I was saying before, like, it's like the Nets just like pull on your heartstrings. You know, it's like, we're supposed to lose, we know we're the underdogs, but then they make you believe, like, what? Can the Nets get it? You know, can we get a dub at home? Can we make it 2-1? And it's just, they just pull the carpet right under you every single time. You know, it's just like, we can't have nothing nice. But oh man, so this first quarter, man, let's break it down. This first quarter, the Sixers led the Nets 32-28. I mean, the drama. All right, we'll start. Let's just get this out of the way, the technical, because this. Come on, fam. Joel Embiid.
Oh,
all right. I know what Sixers fans are gonna say. They're gonna look at this. Oh, well, he stepped over him. But it's like we see how the league. Hold up. We see how the league has officiated these flagrants. You know what I'm saying? This is an ejection, and they knew this was an ejection. Like he hits Claxton's knee. There's other ways he could have solved it.
He tried to kick him in the balls.
Yeah, there's other ways he could have solved this. He could have just got straight up. I know you don't like people stepping over you, but you don't have to, like, you know what I'm saying, hurt somebody's knee or injure them like that. If, you know, I know you feel some type of way. But according to the NBA law that they've been officiating, he should have gotten ejected for that. And we know it. Like, I don't know how y'all feel about that, but go ahead.
I just, like, personally, like, I get he stepped over him, but it doesn't grant a kick in the like groin. Like, and then they try to mention it. Like, I listened to like, oh, it's where the foot ended up.
Yeah.
He clearly tried to kick him in the nuts. It's not rocket science. He clearly tried to kick him there. And then you get it, and then obviously we'll talk about it, but you get into the later in the game and Harden gets ejected for that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I disagree with Harden's ejection too.
And I understand Claxton taunted, but you eject him for that. I mean, he flexed for like a half a second.
Bro, the guy that clearly did the worst foul out of all of the ones, or even just the ejections, got to stay in the game. The guy that was going for somebody's fucking nutsack gets to stay in the game. Harden, listen, Harden, if you haven't noticed, Harden doesn't have that step that he used to, so he always pushes off. He either pushes, his arm either goes under and it comes close to the person's midsection or lower, or he pushes off because that's how he gets his first step. He got caught. I don't think he was intentionally trying to hit him in the junk, but it was a foul. Like, it definitely,
I thought it was a flagrant one. I'll give it a flagrant one.
I don't think he did that. Honestly, I don't think he did that necessarily, because if I've been watching Harden, if you watch him, that's literally become his staple, is to push off. And sometimes it's lower, sometimes it's higher. And it always amazes me how the NBA does not call the offensive push off by extending the arm, and he does it all the time. So I didn't think it was intentional. I think it was just part of him trying to get past. So that's
we talking about the Embiid. We gotta talk about.
But I'm saying the point I'm making is, you look at even Claxton's ejection. Embiid, it's clearly kicking up, trying to hit somebody somewhere, and it's that guy gets to stay in the game. If there wasn't some sort of bias, and then all the flopping that man did throughout the game, falling on the ground, hitting, it's just, it's
and there's a history of Embiid, because they talk about history and was supposed to be involved with these kind of rulings.
Exactly.
You can go back, and there's a foul Embiid did against Jared Dudley. If you were a Nets fan at that time, he pushed Jared Dudley and got a flagrant. I don't know if it was a flagrant or it was a tech, but he's done this multiple times, pushing guys in the playoffs and getting techs for it. So you can go down the line, and that's history, and he's done this before.
Oh yeah, he's also an instigator, an agitator. He was clearly doing the same crap that whatever. As Nets fans, we look at what Claxton's doing, and we're like, hell yeah, dude, because he's giving it to Embiid and dunking on him and stuff like that. But we've had, let's be honest, throughout the season, have we not been kind of annoyed with Claxton flexing and saying, dude, get back on defense? This is different because it's Embiid, but it's chicken shit because you gave him a technical for stepping over him, and then you decide to taunting and you give it to him, and then you kick him. It's so stupid.
Yeah. Let's get out the first quarter. So that what happened in the first. We just got to the first quarter, and that happened. So everybody was just flustered, waiting for the call. They called a flagrant one. But besides that, the Sixers led the Nets 32-28. We saw good things from Clax, Dinwiddie, and Bridges in that first quarter. It was looking good. I just like the energy that we came out with, and you think it was going to be all right, we came here to fight. In the second quarter, the Nets trailed the Sixers 51-40. Now, with 3 minutes left in the first half, Embiid just had 3 points. So the defense that we were doing on Embiid was working. You've seen Jock Vaughn kind of tweak it a couple of times, but the game plan that he had for Embiid tonight, it worked. Embiid struggled really. Probably one of his worst games. I know the technicals and the fouls had a part of it, but he did not play good. He was kind of taken out. This is before even Harden was ejected. Embiid was not doing well. And then so we go in the second quarter, 51-40, and then we seen it didn't look good at the end of that second quarter. We could not score. Mikal was, I think, 2 for 8. And the Sixers came back, and it was just, they kind of pummeled us and going into halftime. So we're all thinking, what were you guys thinking at halftime? Because I know it was it's 58-47 at halftime. The Sixers led it. Cam Johnson was just, it was just kind of chaos in that second quarter, and we couldn't score. But how y'all feel about that? Am I alone? Did y'all leave?
Just repeat. I'm sorry, my mind is fucking gone. Repeat the question again.
Oh, I was gonna say, how y'all feel about halftime? Before, when that's going into halftime, we were down 51-40.
It was pretty much the same as the previous games. We had the right game plan, but overall, it's just People were making mistakes. The offensive output just wasn't good enough. It wasn't consistent enough, and we found ourselves in that hole early on that first half. But that second half, like that third quarter, was fucking magnificent. Unfortunately, we undid it in the fourth, but that third definitely was a big leap from what we got in that second half, and that's all I gotta say.
Shout out to Syfe. He said Bridges scored 26 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 9 for 26 from the field. And then, like Shuz was saying, in that third quarter, that's when Mikal went off. He had the 7 straight buckets. He did the celly to the Sixers bench. He was cooking in that third quarter. 16-3 run in the second half.
Could not play it any more perfect.
And everything was looking great. Like, we know Claxton came to play in that third. I really felt like he kind of took advantage of not the double teams that we were doing on Embiid, but on offense, he would kind of cut to that middle and catch the ball in the middle, and he was getting a good, giving us good buckets in that post kind of area, because we haven't had that. All of our offense is just like swing, try to hit a 3, see if Mikal can cook, and Claxton kind of gave us that little extra man in that post area, like little floaters, little hooks, and it was working in that third quarter. And then we get into the fourth quarter. I can't even. This fourth quarter, y'all. Hold on, let me read some comments.
One of the worst quarters of basketball I've ever seen. One of the worst quarters.
Joe Harris, nothing. Shout out to my holy king, Joe Harris, nothing. Dante, Jacques Vaughn's a Pee Wee League coach. Gabriel said 9 for 26. Broad J Ford said, "Ain't no way Dame is gonna come to the dumpster fire." Oh, shout out to Dame. Shout out to Dame. He was in the house tonight. Shout out to Dame. And Drill said, "That's what I'm saying. I thought Claxton was going to have his breakout party. He couldn't miss." Yeah, he was playing really well in that third quarter. But this fourth quarter, man, like, I don't even know how to explain it. First, we saw the Harden ejection, which Saint talked about earlier.
Literally a gift.
Personally, I thought I was shocked myself. I was shocked. I didn't think that James Harden was going to get ejected from that. I thought it was going to be a flagrant 1.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the way this official, I think I texted Rage about this, and Rage kind of like made me think about it too. Like, he said that was kind of like a makeup call, because they were supposed to eject Embiid for what he did, but since they missed that, I guess they kind of took it out on Harden, since the Harden thing didn't look intentional, but it looked kind of sus. Like, bro, you punched my man in his nose, and you're like,
yeah, I mean, it shouldn't. That's the only way to explain it as a makeup, because if that shit never happens at the beginning of the game, I think that's a flagrant 1 at most.
Yeah.
Technical for sure, flagrant 1 at most, and you move on. But the Claxton one to me is like, at that point, that's just chicken shit to me, dude.
I was gonna say, this is the playoffs. We saw the Claxton ejection. This is the playoffs, like, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, I know, like, what this is a grown man's league at the end of the day. Like, come on. Guys are going to look at each other. It's going to get physical. We've seen the Cavs-Knicks series. People are bleeding. Guys are getting pushed to the floor. There's fouls. This is the playoffs. So it's like, you got to let that go. That can't be no second technical. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I really don't get it.
Look at these big 7-foot grown 280-pound centers flopping around like they're getting hit by a truck. It's embarrassing, bro.
And I'm seeing it in the chat. Like, I'll after you put that one up. 53s. I saw Drill put one up. It's like, bro. Like, I don't know, AJ. Remember we were having like the last space before the game started, and I specifically said, like, bro, like, one of the reasons why we're probably going to get swept is that we are literally going to go out there and shoot nothing but threes. Like, you cannot win a series just like essentially shooting threes, and that's your major game plan, where you don't have anything set for mid-range. You really don't put pressure on the rim. We have players that can put pressure on the rim, but we don't use them. We don't use Edmund Sumner. We don't let Cam Thomas do that sometimes. Sometimes he is good at it. And then Dinwiddie's just, I don't even get me started on Dinwiddie. But it's like you literally are just chucking up threes the whole game. That's like all you're doing. And then if you don't play good defense, it's like, and you can't get a rebound, like how can you sit there and go back to what JV said, I think, after the first game, and he said, well, yeah, we're going to go out there and do the same thing we did in the first game, but we're going to do it better. And it's like, so basically you're telling me you want to do better at something that didn't work. Like,
he's a fucking doofus.
It's like you don't want to change anything. You're just saying it's all the players basically, and they need to hit their shots. But like, and AX, by the way, if you were actually there, you would have heard me say it. So you don't know what you're talking about. But it's one of those things where it's like, how long have we been talking about Jock Vaughn's coaching and the inability to really make changes and to change and do something different when the other team presents you something different? There's this thing, knowledge that you think just the same thing, doing the same thing over and over and over again is going to work for you, that somehow it's just going to automatically click and this guys are going to hit 53 attempts the whole game. Like, you're asking to lose.
Shout out to Callaway. She said Embiid's supposed to get injected, maybe suspended. Dre did. I don't know about this. He should get suspended for what he did, but like I said, it's so you can't really call it with the NBA now. The NBA is so inconsistent with these things, bro. Like I said, there's a history of Embiid doing this against us, and they're not probably gonna see it unless somebody posts it. But
they're not gonna. If they didn't eject him, I can't imagine they're gonna suspend him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's gonna be suspended. The series is over like already.
Yeah,
so
why?
It's like,
exactly.
I don't think it's like, even if he does get suspended, what
especially after that. Draymond's was like, the guy grabbed his ankle. I get that, right? Technical. He definitely caused it, but you as the other player do have an opportunity to then exercise a different decision. Just like, the player steps over you, the player grabs your ankle. Do you have to stomp on the dude's chest, or do you have to kick him in the? No. Smart move would be to not do anything and make it look obvious and let the other team get the foul. But they made a choice that was worse than what initially happened. Why they don't do that, I don't get it. I mean, it's a bias, I think. I mean, Draymond has a larger history than Embiid. And of course, it's like in 1 year, Draymond socked his teammate. That went all over the place. That makes him look bad, makes the team look bad, makes the NBA look bad. And then he's like stomping on a dude's chest in the playoffs. Like, you knew that was going to happen. Embiid gets treated like a darling for some reason. I don't get it.
Yeah. He's about to get the MVP, so I don't know if they're going to do it. But yeah, so that fourth quarter, I mean, like I said, those two, the ejection happened, Clax's ejection, Harden's ejection. But with all that being said, the Nets still had a chance to win this game. And we failed to do that in the fourth quarter, late execution. I'm looking at the play-by-play. And in the fourth quarter, right, 5 minutes left. Well, let's go to 2 minutes left. Royce O'Neal gets an offensive rebound, 94-91. Tyrese Maxey tonight was incredible again. He might be their second star right now. I mean, Sixers fans might be, it's Tyrese Maxey over Harden right now. If you're
imagine if we got him in that Harden trade.
Yeah, there's a reason why. I mean, if Sean Mark should have said like no because they gave him damaged goods, but he should have held firm on that and said no, you got to give me something else. But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to get this. He did it with Phoenix. He should have done it then, but whatever. Yeah. So. Embiid was faking. No, he wasn't. Oh, do you think he was faking? I don't know.
What do you mean?
He said he was faking his injury. Like he was injured. Embiid.
I mean, what's the reason of going to the back and forth? Like, unless he had to use the bathroom every time. I mean, I think he does have a lower back issue. And no offense, dude. Why are you always like? I've never seen a man fall to the floor that much, that big. Yeah. Like it's almost like if you are injured, why are you throwing yourself on the floor flopping like that? Like,
so there was a possession where Spencer, this is where I think it kind of fell apart when we were making our run to kind of get back into we'll win this game down the stretch. It started with Spencer making that layup and getting blocked by Embiid. I think that was at around the 2 minute mark. That I didn't like. I think we could have got a better shot than that. Spencer again getting it, and then he tried to draw a foul, and Doc Rivers called the challenge. Two possessions by Spencer. I just didn't. I don't know. Like I said, our offense down the stretch is not. It just didn't seem right to me. I mean, how'd y'all feel about the down the stretch?
Well, our offense down the stretch is always bad. It's never been good. Every single year, like ever since we actually it's been like the same for like 3 years, right? Every time, like ever since we signed Steve Nash, or we got him as a coach, it's been the same. It's ISO ball. Just instead of doing it with Kevin Durant, guess who we do it with now? Spencer Dinwiddie. You're not gonna win, bro. The offensive, like the late offensive game plan never works, and there's a reason why we never close out games. It's because our offensive game plan stinks. And that's just how it is. Our offensive game plan stinks, and that's why we lose games. We can't. Have we ever closed out a late game? Oh, the Jazz game. We should have lost that game.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why we can't just run plays for Mikhail and like late down the stretch.
Every single person, and I mean this like I said, this has been the same thing since Kevin Durant. One guy ISOs, everyone stands still. Everyone stands still. It's the same shit, different coach, different year. It's the same stuff every single year, every single game. If you get in a close game, the Nets are going to lose unless they get lucky and hit a three, or they get lucky simply just by getting lucky, simply or getting fouled or something. It's it. It's not skill. We ISO the whole game. And now, like I said, instead of Kevin Durant, you got Spencer Dinwiddie. What an upgrade.
Let me read this super chat by Callaway. This just like Clax DPOY. He got away with it because we got no stars. If he did it to KD, he's getting ejected and suspended. Clax a no-go because he's regular. He's a regular dude. Shout out to Callaway for super chat. And yeah, like Ridge was saying, this offense down the stretch, those two possessions were crucial. I mean, I know Doc called the challenge and Spencer ended up hitting the free throw, so it was, well, he missed one. He made one and he missed one. It was 99-97. Tyrese Maxey missed a jumper. Royce got one. Then we got the block. I'm sorry, the block happened at 8 seconds by Embiid when Spencer tried to drive. And then they subbed out Day'Ron for Spence for the rebound, call a timeout, and then this ATO, bro, I don't know what Coach Vaughn was doing at 8 seconds. It's 197, right? We need to play for a three, or you at least can play the foul game at least, right? We got 8 seconds. I'm pretty sure you're gonna go for the three at that 8 seconds. We run this at ATO, and I don't know what Jacques Vaughn was running in this ATO after this ATO at 8 seconds. It just looked like Mikhail just went straight, cut to the rim, and Royce just threw a bad pass. I think he was trying to get to Mikhail, or there was some communication.
And AJ, it's been the same. Like I said, same shit for the past few years. Our inbounding stinks. I mean, we have had this problem for years. We've had late game offensive issues for years. I can't even it's just now getting to me like that. Like it made me realize like this inbounds. How many times like in the past like years, like it used to be a huge problem, and now we're getting it again.
Hey, Ray, do you remember when I said anything with the word bounds in it, the Nets suck at?
Dude,
inbounds, rebounds. Do you remember when I said that?
And you know what the crazy part is?
Bounds in it, we suck.
The crazy part is, we don't even mention rebounding. PJ Tucker out hustling us every game.
A 38-year-old just.
Are you kidding me? It's been and the thing is, it's like Saint said, we suck at everything bounding, and we always we have got out hustled every game. It's like we're just fundamentally ass. I don't understand. We somehow always get out hustled. Have we ever out hustled the other team? I mean, why is PJ Tucker out hustling our whole team? I mean, you got to think about that. PJ Tucker, no, he's 37.
Somebody keeps asking about Sean Marks didn't do anything in that video. It's nothing. If you really want to see it, just go on my Twitter. I retweeted it. It's really just him in the hallway clapping. I think it was after the foul happened when Harden got the hit Royce in the, I think, yeah, it wasn't nothing. So
Harden responded in a video. He says, "Unacceptable flagrant 2. I'm not labeled as a dirty player. I didn't hit Royce O'Neal in the private area. I don't even think it's a foul. That can't happen. So extending your arm."
Is he interviewed? This is an interview?
Yeah, that was an interview. Oh. Yeah, he basically said that he doesn't even think it's a foul. I mean, unless I'm wrong, are offensive players allowed to extend their arm and push off?
That was definitely a foul, but
I
disagree.
It was not warrant to be ejected, but I guess
I agree. I don't
like
think
I said, today's NBA.
Yeah,
today's NBA is a
like unless I forgot, like the offensive player can't push or hit to create distance. Yeah, there's a little bumping that goes on, but an extension of an arm, whether it's straight out or even like at the elbow and forward when it's facing down, that's a foul.
Yeah. So yeah, that last play, like, I don't know what happened with what Jock Vaughn was running, and then we threw the out of bounds to Royce threw a bad out of bounds play. Those two, like I said, those two guys, Spencer and Royce down the stretch, were not good for us. I mean, Royce wasn't good the whole night, but it was just terrible from those guys down the stretch, and it sucks because Mikal and CJ keep putting out these really, really good games. You know, they both have been really good for us. All these past 3 games, they've been really good. You know, Mikal at stretches and CJ at stretches. We saw Cam Thomas tonight for a hot minute, and he looked good when he got in. I was kind of surprised. He was a little bit more efficient. He had those 6 points in 7 minutes in the second quarter, and we didn't see him in the second half. Typical, you know, it's just typical stuff from Jock Vaughn. He has done it the whole year.
But a guy who's effective,
it's fucking
to take out a guy
from top to bottom.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
He does it the whole year. He's been
Mind you, he puts a guy in that's effective in a short amount of time, and then takes him out and doesn't bring him back in for players that have not played well the whole game.
You could be a Cam hater. You could hate his fucking play style all you want. He played his best ball in the playoffs, and he made me eat my words. He fucking impacted the game. He was giving terrific effort on defense. So why the fuck did he not come back in?
I wonder if Vaughn looks at, like, because he's so young, he looks at, like, it's safe to use him in the beginning of the game and I don't have to worry about issues at the end of the game. But it's like, bro,
the rotations are so I don't guess, man. Because
exactly.
Like we didn't use Seth, we didn't use Yuta, we didn't use Sumner, you didn't use Cam Thomas.
You're playing yourself, not playing these guys.
Well, at least CT and Seth. If you want an offensive bucket in a down the stretch, at least try to get Seth and CT going. If Royce has got way more minutes than I expected tonight. And what was he tonight?
So fucking trash.
And I think that's
7 points, 2 for 7, 1 for 5. Royce was 1 for 5 from 3, and you kept him in there for 30 minutes.
That's what's frustrating is I get it's the playoffs, right? And we know rotation strength. It does, right? But it's like if you've had a full season of guys that have actually been here, not new guys, but guys that have actually been here from the beginning of the season till the end, you've gotten plenty of view of the inconsistency and who's been key and who's not been and when to put them in. And you've done that through the year, but now all of a sudden you want to just ride or die with players that are giving you absolutely nothing.
And Seth is a playoff
and you
performer.
have answers on your bench that could affect certain aspects of the game to help you. Like
he's a fucking clown.
We're lucky we played. We're lucky we played good in the third quarter. We're lucky. Because if we didn't, that would have been probably one of the that would have been a very nasty game.
Like, Joe Harris should have not gotten any. I don't know why he stayed on that court.
Thank God! Shout out to Cypher. He said Joe Harris 0 points, 0 for 3 field goals,
0 for 3, 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Hey,
Jesus Christ!
If that's all, but you know what though? Like if 4 minutes is the only amount of time he saw, thank God. Like that, at least he didn't put him back in.
Why do y'all think he didn't play Seth Curry tonight?
I don't know.
You know what?
After 2 games of Seth Curry being great in Philly,
we'll never know.
2 games of Seth Curry being great in Philly,
then
he doesn't play him at all when we need actually offense.
There's no reason to say resting because you're getting.
It's the playoffs. What are you resting them for?
Exactly.
Like, no,
that's what I'm saying. There's nothing.
Know.
What could he have said? What could he have said?
Yeah, let me know in the chat why y'all think Seth Curry didn't play tonight. I mean, We needed
I
a three.
wonder if he
We needed a
played
three
Cam
tonight.
because I wonder if he played Cam tonight because of what reporters and
media
people
pushed
were
him?
asking. Yeah, I wonder.
But did he play Cam, or he just played him for 11
Well,
minutes?
he played it. I mean, but
Is that really playing him?
realistically, if Cam didn't have the scoring that he has, and maybe it's a little lower, that's probably realistically what he would get anyways as a role player, second year. And I think the third quarter is what kind of really sold Vaughn on going the way he wanted to go in the fourth. He's like, see, look what they did. It's like, bro, but have you not seen as a coach that we are not consistent like we were in the third quarter? Like, that's not us the whole game. Like, you have plenty the three ball has not been really falling for us as well as we want it to. Hey, Cypher, what is our 3-point percentage for the series right now? Or how many threes have we taken for the series? If you can manage to figure that out,
he'll get that. I'm gonna try to get Chris in here because Chris hit me up. It's like, bro, these rotations, bro. It's like you don't know what you're doing every single game. It's like we're in a whole different direction. Did you just play Cam Thomas in the first half because Twitter told you to, or did they were asking you questions about Cam? You know what I'm saying? Like, actually play Cam when we need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we need a bucket, we need a three. Play Seth Curry. Don't play Joe Harris, who just went 0 for 4, 0 for 5.
And at this point, it also comes to how long until you make an adjustment on defense to know it's just not going to work. This is the third time in the row Tyrese Maxey fried us on offense because we just want to double and beat all the damn time. Mind you, granted, it worked. But if you're being
but Embiid was slacking too.
Twice, why are we not pushing on Maxey? Like, I don't get it. So we're just gonna let Maxey reign freely and just he might miss one when he's been frying us the whole series.
Yeah.
And those last two plays, we had a timeout to burn. So you can blame JV, but how did no one know we had a timeout if there was nothing there on the play? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And Spencer Dinwiddie, it pains me to say this, but please, I will trade you for anything at this point. It fucking pains me. Because what the fuck was that? You have played like shit the whole series. The whole series, which is a far cry from what you played in the regular season. And then you have the nerve to say, Claxton should have caught a couple lobs. We bust Phoenix ass with me and Dorian Finney-Smith. Please, exits that way. And O'Neal can follow you right there. I'm over it.
Were you in this space too when I said that about, I said, is anybody worried about Dinwiddie?
I've been worried.
People are Jay and we're like, no, we're good. He's been there before, and I'm like, nah. Like, there was, I don't know, something about Dinwiddie.
I don't understand how
What's
us
that?
going in.
Send Chris a link.
Why would you be comfortable when Spencer Dinwiddie has never been a starting point guard in his career?
For the short time Dinwiddie has been here in his recent role, he's never looked at Mikal Bridges nor Cam Johnson for even a shot. The whole time, every time he gets that ball in the clutch.
Not at all.
And what happens in the playoffs? He literally looks off both of them.
Yep.
And mind you, it was a good move trying to get to the rack to get a foul, but you only go 1 for 2.
But bro, you had but see the issue, I get maybe pushing it, trying to get another shot, play the foul game, but you had 13? I think it was 13 seconds left on the thing. Like, you didn't even attempt anything.
We didn't run no offense in anything. It was just Spencer. Yeah, it was nothing.
And it's like you're essentially running into 4 players with Embiid just like waiting for you.
You see him in the paint, like, bro, he's a defensive player type guy. Like, he's 7'2". He's gonna send your little whatever you threw up there. I don't know what it was. If you're not dunking it,
he's gonna at least give you enough pressure to make the ball for you to not.
If Spencer, if you're not dunking it, don't go in that paint. Don't go in that paint throwing soft stuff, bro.
Let me just get, and I'll just let y'all go with it. But those last 2 timeout plays, the fact that we didn't call a timeout when it was very clear nothing was happening was a problem in itself. And number 2, the fact that Royce saw Mikal cutting and still passed the fucking ball is crazy. I love Royce and I love what he's brought to the team, but he's made mental mistakes all season. So I was caught off guard, but I wasn't surprised in the slightest he did that. And on top of that, we're down what? We were down what, 2 in the on the second timeout after they scored, or down 3?
After Spencer hit the free throw?
No, after they stole it and scored off the mistake.
Oh, I think we were down 3. Sure
we were down 3. So why the hell is Royce inbounding the ball again after that mistake?
Yeah.
And why we're giving it right back to Spence?
Is he really the best inbound passer? Like, you don't think, like, he's not the best inbound passer on this team?
Or how about you have Spence, who's the fucking point guard on the team, inbound the ball?
Yeah.
Because they really wanted to give it to Spencer so we could cook up and win up the game.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
And then run the play from Mikal. If he had it going at least, or CJ, or put Seth Curry in the game.
I have a question for all of you guys. Since we made the trade and we got Katie, Kyrie, all of them up out of here, and we got Mikal Bridges and we got Spencer Dinwiddie, has there ever been a time in late game where we drew a play up for Mikal Bridges? Have you guys ever seen it?
Never.
Nope.
We're going to pass it to Spence first, which is insane.
Hey,
it's insane.
You gotta hear this, dude. Brian Mahoney, Associated Press with crew chief Tony Brothers following tonight's 76ers net game. Question: why was Joel Embiid given a flagrant 1 foul for kicking Claxton? His answer was the contact was deemed unnecessary based on the point of contact to the leg. It didn't rise the level excessive. And then he's like, so you deemed it to not go to a flagrant 2 based on where the contact was? And he goes, yes, the point of contact dictated that it was unnecessary contact and not excessive. Then he asks him, why was James Harden given a flagrant 2 for his foul of Royce O'Neal? Based on the point of contact directly to the groin, it rose to the level of excessive ejection. So, like, you literally had a dude that was, like, kicked him in the inner leg in the area of the
that's
groin.
all that is, just BS talk. It's just like
it's fucking stupid,
talk.
dude.
Let me read this. Cypher said we shot 35% from 3.
Explanation.
Yeah, let me read this. Cypher said we shot 35.6% from 3 on 33 attempts per game in the series. Callaway, shout out to Callaway, fire JV, hire Ime like we were supposed to do. JV just no. And then Brian V said, I'd rather pay Dame $65 million than watching this S. Shout out to Brian V.
Too bad that's in Joe Tsai's hands, buddy.
Shout out to Dame too. I saw you, Dame. What's up, Dame?
That's kind of funny because I sent one to Saint. I just cooked up getting rid of Spencer Joe and unfortunately Ed. 2025 first round pick from Phoenix, our own 2026 second round pick for Dame, and a 2024 second round pick.
Damn, son. Yo, but cook up real quick, Chris. I mean, your point of view on the game, man.
Oh my God, I was hyped for a lot of it. By the way, hello everybody. I ain't been here in a minute.
That was good, man.
I was hyped for like most of the game. I didn't catch the first quarter. I came home somewhere around, I think, like beginning to mid second quarter. But I was hyped all the way up until, like, especially the third quarter when they started cooking, like all the way up until like neck and neck. And Royce throws the pass, and it's just, come on, bro. Oh, yeah, then Spencer going to whatever he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Whatever he was trying to do.
I said before, bro, like, Spencer, if you're not dunking that, don't go in the paint, bro. This is Joel Embiid. Like, if you're going to throw up some soft stuff, you either dunk it or pass it back out or try to get Mikal a better shot. Like,
I noticed multiple times where I see Spence go up, like going to the paint, like, he's attacking the hoop. We want that. We want someone to attack. But I'm looking at, like, on the replays and shit, I'm looking at everybody in the corner, like, wide open with their hands out. Like, come on, I got a shot right here.
Yeah. It sucks, man. I mean, it's just, what are you going to do? Like, I mean, like I said, I expected to be here, but it's like, I hate how the Nets make you, like, emotionally involved for the games because, like, we'll be thinking we're gonna win, and then you get emotionally involved, like, oh yeah, we're gonna win, we got this, and then they just like take it from you, like, nah, we're really mid. They're just playing.
That fourth quarter had to be the most unfundamental, the most like irresponsible, ignorant, zero fundamental, unnecessary trash basketball I've ever seen. Yeah. Because none of that even needed to happen. It's like they just fucking panicked. Like they didn't know what to do.
Yo, AJ, if I send you a picture, can you post it up on?
Yeah, or send it to Saint because Saint probably Saint got his computer out.
All right, bet.
Yeah.
We'll send it to Saint.
Because
it's the second one. Saint, if you like it and if you want to put it up, you can put it up. It's the second one I cooked up.
What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, it's like we're trash if we can't beat the Sixers with James Harden getting ejected early in the fourth, and Embiid only having 14 points. PJ had 3. T Harris had 15. 5 fouls for Embiid too with 14 points. Niang nothing by 5 points off the bench. Like Melton had a good point off the bench, but he didn't really play down the stretch. And it's like we still can't beat the Sixers with all that happening to them. Like that's how you know we're just like, nah, we're not good, bro.
We're not.
We're not. Like should we even be here? Is that really like I don't know.
Oh no, dude.
Should we even be in the playoffs?
No, I mean, let's be real. People don't like hearing this, but the Nets, Kevin Durant and Kyrie before they left gave us a nice little cushion, and this team was okay enough to hold on to it. We almost gave it to the Heat, but the Heat have been doing the Heat things all season. I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky to even be here. Like, did this team show hard at times, like since the trade? Of course. I mean, I said it the last time I was on the stream. Like, you still got to give credit to the players and Coach Vaughn from this standpoint, in the sense of like, dude, you just had a mid-season trade where you literally have 4 new starters playing with Claxton. Like, so you completely have just turned your whole starting lineup completely over. And you were able to play what was the record? It was close to 500, right?
It was like 13 and
17 or
13
something like that in there. So they played close to 500 balls. So you got to give like this squad a little bit of credit. Like, you do this to any other team in the middle of the season, like you know it's a disaster waiting to happen, or you know where it's going. So the fact that they were even able to hold on, like I give them a little credit for, but it's like, I mean, what do you expect? Yeah. That's why I was trying to tell Rage, like Rage was hot when we got in here before we went live. It's like, you literally can have zero expectations of this team. You should have known it was over. You should have known that you were going to get the level of coaching that you got from Coach Vaughn. You've had enough to know already what he's about.
Let's see. That I get it. We've all came up here and say, yeah, we don't expect much going into the playoffs, but terrible basketball is terrible fucking.
Well, basketball, yes, but but I guess what I'm trying to say is the terrible basketball gets accentuated because it is the playoffs. Yeah. And it's like it's just going to look even worse. Yeah. Like we saw the same level. Like we're not seeing anything different than we didn't see during the regular season after the trade from this team and the coaching. We haven't seen anything different. It's just magnified now because we're not watching games and we have to wait a day or two to see the game. And then the whole world's watching. And then the whole world's commenting. It's like it's just you're watching what's happened already during the season.
I think it's more so the game. This was the easiest game for us to win for so many reasons. Yeah. For so many reasons. Number one, home court advantage. Number two, that was the loudest I've ever heard Barclays. Like that was the loudest I ever heard on the TV as well. Yeah. Barclays is
by the way, sorry to interrupt you, Chris. For some reason, the files it's not matching the files.
It's corrupted.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good.
It's corrupted.
But it's not corrupted. It's just when you take phone shots and put them in there, it doesn't exactly translate. And then StreamYard has their own set of what files you can bring in.
Oh,
I could. I just took it.
I can hear it. No, I got it here. I got an idea.
What was it?
Watch this.
It was potential trade for Dame.
Is that the one that Ibrahim put up?
No, I cooked this one up.
Oh, you cooked this one up? Oh, I know there's a Bleacher Report one that.
Oh yeah, do that.
Yeah, there's a Bleacher Report. You saw the one that Ibrahim put up? A Bleacher Report?
No, that's the first
one. This was his first one.
But that was like trading
he said,
Cam and everybody.
Hear me out. So that's Joe, DFS, the Dayron Sharp, that Emmett Sumner, and Cam in a first and a second.
Yeah, that was the first one, which he said when he came in. Oh, do you want me to put that back up, AJ?
No, you.
That was the first one he talked about, and then this was his second one.
We would have to release Ben though, because that's too much
Hear
money.
me out. It's so healthy.
No, that works with the money we currently have.
That
It
should
does.
work.
But we
That
over
should-
weren't we over the cap with that though? I mean, we'd be crazy.
You're losing Harris's contract. You're getting rid of Spence's contract. They're all expiring anyway. So
Yeah.
Up to that
but I'm saying,
point,
like, with
really-
Dame and Ben on the same team, like, I wonder what our salary cap space would be.
Well, and the crappy
gotta
thing is
factor
you don't
in
even
down
know
situation,
you don't even know what you're getting from Dame. I mean, from Ben
From
next
Ben.
year. You have zero, like, everybody. I know there's that part of the Nets world that, you know, just keeps relying on the medical, and there's truth to it. What the medical world says after you have a back surgery, that it really, like, you don't, like, a good 12 months before you really start feeling like yourself. So there's a portion of the fan base that is holding on to that, i.e. Brandon, where every time somebody said look at this doctor's thing, look at this it's like, well, okay, we'll see. But I think there's other issues with Ben other than just the back, but that'll be yet to be seen. And
Brian, let me cook up another one.
Let's say, and
I'm just throwing out what people
I
are
understand
saying.
people's bodies.
I want him
different.
gone, but
I understand people's bodies are different. Back surgery is very tricky, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But Brook Lopez had the same exact surgery.
Oh, yeah.
Brook Lopez doesn't even have a quarter of what Ben Simmons has in terms of skill set.
Yep.
And he didn't miss a fucking beat.
You know what? I beg to differ on that. You've watched Brook Lopez change his game and extend his career. Like,
True.
You've watched him. He has an aspect of mental toughness and a mental, like, intelligence about him. We've literally watched Brook Lopez be one thing, leave, go to another team, and that team gets him doing completely other things, and you can see that he had to change his game to survive. The guy can hit threes with regularity. He's been blocking. He's still like bro, like, if this was the Brook Lopez we had when he was on the Nets, it would have been awesome. But I don't know. I don't know if Ben has that in him. Like, Ben is built different. Yes, physical, being able to go up and down the court. Yes, I agree with you 100%. But does Ben have the ability to do what stuff like Brook has done and completely change his game to fit a new team and a new system, let alone Coach Vaughn's system?
I understand it. But I feel like that's a thing where, do you want to wait and find out? Are you going to take that risk to wait and find out?
Nope.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. We'll save that offseason for the next, when we're actually swept and out of here. We'll do the offseason stream. The offseason stream will be lit, so we can cook up trades and the draft and all that.
I got the brooms out already, AJ. I don't know if you noticed.
I know you got it.
AJ, I'm already cooking over here.
You already cooking? It's already.
You got another one? Did you send me another one?
Nah, I'll read this one out.
That.
I saw Brian V in the comments talking about it. Spence, Joe, Ed, Cam, 2026 second round, 2023 top 5 protected, 2025 lottery protected for Dame, Drew Eubanks, and a 2024 second round.
Eubanks is such a funny name.
I think the Blazers are gonna want. First of all, they're gonna want Cam. They're gonna want young guys. I think
Yeah,
want
they get
Cam. They're
Cam.
gonna want Joe, and they're probably gonna want. I can see them taking like Dayron or Sumner, one of those guys, and a lot of picks.
But for what it's worth, I feel like Portland will try to make that attempt to try and appease Dame before they.
I think the Dame thing is real. I think
they're gonna try. Yeah. They're gonna try and get Bridges to come to Portland before Dame is gonna be like.
Nets would do that though.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be one of the.
Dame wants to play with him though. That's why Dame wants to come here. He wants to play with Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, but then again, Portland might see that as an opportunity to try and fucking salvage something they have with Dame being the core in their core. And they might just say, hey, we want to get Mikal Bridges. Dame says he wants him. We want to work out a deal. If not, Dame probably is going to say trade. And that's probably where we swoop in and get him in that scenario.
Aren't the Blazers trying to like build around Anthony Simmons, though? He's the guy. Isn't he the guy now? And then they got Jeremy Grant and stuff. Like they're trying to go like.
I mean, there's going to be
Shade
plenty
on
of
Sharp.
I think they got to pay Jeremy Grant still.
Oh, they got
There's
shit
gonna
on
be
Sharp
plenty-
too, right? They got
Yeah,
two
they got shit
guys.
on Sharp.
Yeah, they don't. I think
There's going to be plenty of suitors for Dame, and unfortunately, I think it's going to be expensive. But shout out to my holy king. I told him I had the brooms out, and he said he had the he's got his back.
You got different color rooms in there, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Like green, like a Christmas colored one.
Yeah, the Blazers. I think the Blazers they have their like young core. Like they've got a pick coming up in the draft, right? Mm-hmm. And then they got Shaden Sharp. You got Anthony Simmons, Jeremy Grant, and then you get your pick, your top whatever it is, top 10, top 15, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. There's your top 10
also,
pick.
There can be other pivots. Like Dame ain't the only option. There's a lot of teams that could more likely blow it up in this offseason. Yeah, Chicago could be an option.
I mean,
Miami Heat definitely could be an option. The Raptors, they can be an option. There's way more teams that can blow it up to where I feel like we can get something for half of what Dame is. Like I feel like OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam's price went drastically down than what it was in the deadline.
Oh, absolutely.
You think Toronto blows it up though?
Come on now.
I don't know.
They missed their.
They should blow it up, but I don't know if
they missed their chance to flip some of their guys for max price, and then when they got to the playoffs, they saw, they're not even worth half of what they were asking for Kevin Durant.
I believe it more when Nick Nurse is gone. If Nick Nurse is gone, then I'm like, oh, they're blowing it up. That's when.
Let me just swoop in real quick. BB in chat. I'm not obsessed with Dame. It's a potential. That's all that is.
I mean, how could you not talk about it when the man showed up to the game? The man went on air and said, I love Mikal Bridges.
I don't understand what connection he has to either team, but he just showed up.
Like, he went on Twitter. I posted it.
Come on.
When he went on Twitter like 4 days ago, he said, I love Mikal Bridges. They're like, who are you a fan of the NBA? I love Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
And then he's been tweeting about the Sixers series and tweeting about the Nets. And then he comes to the Barclays, all the way from Portland. He comes to Barclays and like, what? Come on, like,
there's something.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he wants to play with the Nets. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying it's an opportunity, and I don't trust that we get it done because, it's Sean Marks, but it's an opportunity. I think we should at least try it if he asks out.
Yeah. I think he wants to come here, but like I said, I don't think the front office is going to do anything.
No,
I think we're just going to draft and call it retool or whatever you call it.
But if you have that opportunity to where a superstar might have you on their list, because I feel like, yes, the damage has been done with those two that got traded. We still have players that a lot of stars want to play with, whether it might be disgruntled stars. It might be stars with a bad rep. There's a good chance there's some stars, if they ask for a trade, this place could be a destination. But believe it or not, Dame could be one of them. Like that could be an option.
How are y'all feeling about Zach LaVine at this point?
I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
No, I don't think he's going nowhere.
Yeah.
He has to ask out. They're not.
Yeah.
They'll move.
They just give him the bag too. They just give him the bag.
Yeah, they'll move Lamar before they'll move him.
I think they'll probably move Zach before they move DeMar.
Really?
Yeah, I honestly think so.
He has a more easier to move contract, but I don't. Who could they really trade for DeMar to pair with Zach LaVine and make it worthwhile?
I don't know, but I'm still thinking they probably move Zach before they move DeMar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll be happy with taking Zach or DeMar. Like to me, that's either one of them. But like, there's a couple I would say like, get it done. Dame, Zach, DeMar. Let me think. Spider, but that's not happening.
Oh, that ship is
so Spider. All right, we gotta get
Spider. That ain't happening, but I love it.
I would. Oh my god,
the stream. My man shooting for the stars here. It's game 3.
You got it.
Chris is down bad if he's like putting Spider in a fucking trade.
No, I'm not putting Spider in a trade. I'm saying if there is any possibility, which there is not, I would love it.
That you're still down bad. It's okay.
Oh man, I'm definitely down bad.
All right, make sure y'all hit that like button. Follow us on Instagram. That's Kingdom One. We'll be back for Game 4. It sucks, man.
Before we go, I have one quick question. How y'all feeling about giving Ben another chance?
Who?
I know, but still, like, be real. How
Is he still on the team? Nah, I'm done. I'm done with Ben.
How about this? Like, at bare minimum, at least hear offers. At least hear offers.
Absolutely. Hear offers.
And then come to a decision. Is another chance of him or taking that off?
If it costs the world to get rid of him, then you got to keep him. That's
I don't
just
think
the
any team wants that man.
And mind you, there is fans. I've been around. I've been talking to other fans. They were like, "Yeah, I would love Ben Simmons to get rid of such player," and that such player is miles better than
but listen,
whatever version of Ben Simmons is right now.
If somehow Ben Simmons pulls the resurrection of Jesus with his career, and like turns back to the Ben Simmons that we saw in those highlights, then great. It only benefits the Nets. It only benefits his value if he does get traded. But that's a who knows. That's a what if. Absolutely. But if you, it's one of those things where, like, me personally, this is me personally. Obviously, I'm not a GM, but if I was, and somebody was willing to take him, and it wasn't going to cost me a lot, and I could get something back that I could use, or it helped me get me a better piece, even if I didn't have to put a lot into it, I would do it. Right? Like, I don't think that back injury is going to go away. I think there is other things other than the back with him that we'll see. I think if you get a chance to get off him without it hurting you, great, do it. But if you can't, then you're kind of stuck with it, and hope maybe somebody takes him in the last year as somebody that's looking to get rid of money and players. So,
I mean, yeah, for sure. But I'm like, I'm kind of, if all depending on if he puts in the work and whatnot this offseason and gets his body straight, or at least tries to. He's been fucking riddled with injuries this season. Excuse my language. But like, I'm willing to give him another shot and see what he looks like. If it's the same fucking shit, again, excuse my language, as this season, when we come to the trade deadline next season, unload him as quick as you can. But I'm willing to give him that edge until the trade deadline, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I'm not at that point where it's like, yeah, get the fuck out no matter what. Because at the end of the day, this is a back injury. Whether you want to believe he's faking it or not, I'm not subscribing to that. But do field offers. Always have that on the table.
Oh, do field offers from damn near everybody except Mikhail.
Don't just be like, yeah, we're gonna stand by. Just field offers on the table. It's the only reasonable thing to do. And if it's just not worth it, and taking a chance on him just seems like a better option, I'm not gonna complain.
I mean, I agree. But I say, like, take offers, or like feel out offers on everybody except like Clax and Mikhail. Otherwise, like, hit him out. Clax, you can't get rid of Clax at this point. He is your starting center. There is no, like, come on. Mikhail, of course, he's the future. Essentially, even though like he's not as young as we would have liked him to be, still. But everyone else, you kind of just got to take calls and hear him out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know who mentioned back surgery, but I'm seeing it in chat as well. I personally have a back injury. I know how long this shit takes. It ain't fun. And it's going to take a while, especially when you're out there playing basketball as well, at least trying to. And I've seen him multiple times this season where it's like you could see that he's in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if he's going to miraculously recover from that somehow, I'm more than willing to swing for the fences on him.
Right. So I'll say this, right? Since, like, it's very clear this series is over. I don't think any reasonable person is not going to say, "Oh, let's not talk about offseason." But who is untouchable going further outside of, the obvious, the Mikhails, the Claxtons? Who would you consider untouchable? But who would you also consider you would take calls for?
I'd say CJ should probably be somewhat untouchable.
Yes.
But otherwise, I'd take calls on everybody.
Okay. On everybody. Oh wow. That's tough. That's tough.
I mean, I would like for Cam to stick around, but I would also like. There's also a couple of others that would like to stick around, but otherwise, like I'd take calls on all of them.
Well, I hate to do it, but it is time to end the stream. It has been painful. If you haven't uninvested your feelings and emotions in the Nets so far, and you're just about to do it before the last playoff game, you are like half a season too late. I suggest you do it now because listen, bro, the season was written when the trade happened. We all knew what it was.
Oh yeah,
it's
absolutely.
been a slow bleed. We've seen the same basketball that we're watching right now. We saw it after the trade. We shouldn't be surprised. And it's going to take a lot of work in the offseason, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens, right? Like, Sean Marks has got a lot of work to do if he's still here. But with I would try to find some peace until the next game.
I'm terrified what it's going to look like if Sean Marks remains the GM at this offseason and going into next season.
At this point, you just gotta hope they make the right decisions because this, like, getting mad at it's just no point no more. Yeah. At the end of the day, from the top to bottom, it's kind of fucked, and it ain't like the owner is looking at him as like, yeah, he's in lockstep with them until further notice. And there's no real indication that he is fed up with how Sean Marks has been running it. In fact, he's supported how Sean Marks has been running it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We're going to shut it down. Appreciate everybody that came by and watched. Stay safe. Enjoy
Thanks
life.
for having me on.
No problem, Chris. Go touch some grass. Get out, see the sunshine. There is a world out there.
Drunk tomorrow after this shit.
It doesn't matter.
There is a world out there. Go explore it because
go root for a secondary team. You know,
because
go Cavs. Go Cavs.
As soon as the playoffs are over.
Oh man, it's off season, bro.
Yeah, as soon as those playoffs are over, like this is totally big.
I'm going ghost!